Hello everyone, it's Ricardo and welcome to The Planet Crafter. Now, The Planet Crafter sees you stranded on a planet, and the whole idea of this game, this survival game, is to terraform a desolate planet, which you can see before you, into a living, breathing world. Now this, I think for this game, is not immediately clear. It starts off very much like Breath Edge or Subnautica, Subnautica Below Zero for example, which to be fair puts it in good company. To survive, collect materials, build items and then achieve your goal. That goal being to make the planet into a livable, breathable habitat. Now straight away you can see that the software house really has channeled, I think, some of the best parts of Subnautica in with the material collecting, the easy material collecting, and then building additional items. The first 30 to 40 minutes of this game I have found to be much of a learning experience. You're very much limited to what you can do because you've got a short range of oxygen. Then you've got to build more oxygen tanks, then you've got to build an endosuit, then you've got to build a backpack, all this other stuff. You've got to build a base, you've got to build a drill, you've got to build forms of power, as in to have wind turbines, all these sort of things, right? That will get you into the crafting sort of like method mind. This really has been one of those games where you start playing, think, oh, I'll just have a little go, and next thing you know, 20 minutes has gone. You've got to keep an eye on your oxygen, like I mentioned. You've got to keep an eye on the water. You've got to keep an eye on whether you're hungry or not and where you get food. All the materials that are laying around are great and are plentiful at the starting part of the game. And more elaborate materials become available as you progress through the game. As I mentioned, you get a backpack or an endoskeleton. You can increase how much you carry. By increasing how much you carry, you can stay out a little bit longer and collect more materials. Collect more materials, you can make a bigger oxygen tank. Make a bigger oxygen tank, again, you can go even further and explore the land. Build additional bases and outposts so that you can go and explore other reaches. Now, as you can see, there's cobalt, magnesium, silicon, ice, all that sort of staple materials that you can need. And if you've played survival games like Subnautica before, you'll realise that these form the staple of an awful lot of the technology that avatars within this sort of genre will require. You'll also find containers, like you can see on the screen here, that will contain many pre-made goodies, microchips, seeds, things like that, and other items that perhaps you won't find laying around on the ground at this point in the game that you can take back to your replicator or crafter, for example, in that pod and make additional items. Now, as you can see, I've just run out of air, and as this game's in early access, it does run really well. I've had no crashes, no problems at all whatsoever, so it has been quite stable. And for these days, for a stable game to be released, it's quite the accolade, if you know what I mean. At the start of the game, you're given some helpful hints. As you can see in the top left hand side of the screen, first steps gives you some items that you can go through to achieve to get you established in the game. Craft a backpack, equip the backpack, craft an oxygen tank, equip an oxygen tank, get a chip, all that sort of stuff. And then following on from that, then you follow 3 development categories or areas which you can go to achieve to continue in the game. Pressure, heat and oxygen. Pressure is created by drilling into the ground, heat is then created by building heaters, and oxygen is created by growing plants. And as you can see, I've got some seeds, some plants right there in amongst all my water and space food. Now, what you can do is, heaters require iridium, which you won't be able to find anywhere near where you are, so you've got to go a little bit further afield. Okay? The same goes for vegetables, which require a seed in order to grow them, and you put them into a grower. And then to continue that terraforming process, you have to venture out to crash sites, other areas of interest, and then strip them down from whatever materials you need. So you're going to need backpacks, exoskeletons, so we can then build things like heaters, additional veg tubes, and other drills. Now, here's the thing. It's not about building a great, lovely base. That's particularly up to the individual. What the Planet Crafter is all about is getting you to the point where you have what you've got to survive and accomplish the goal. Okay? So, again, it's up to you if you want to build a nice, elaborate base, or you can be as disparate as you want, really. In short, you know what? I found this game to be really good, and I'm probably going to continue with a series of videos of how-tos, what to do, and that sort of thing on my channel. Hope you've enjoyed this brief look at the Planet Crafter. More videos to follow, and I'll see you soon.